the rain, the year of the Jesa is, hello, carry the
Staff of office.
the rain, the year of the reign of the Jesa, when he was giving staff of office, is dead. Because the
okay, Ughelli dynasty.
If you look at it, the years of the reign of each traditional ruler are there. So when we look at the ruling dynasty, we saw that the very year that Jesa received staff of office from Lugard, sent by the Queen of England. That is how we really become a great ruling kingdom. Then, not everybody migrates. People migrated as other people like other people migrated, we lost a lot of people still migrated also. But by a man called Orogwa, I gave birth to 4 children. Ughelli, Diogo, Yabara, and Orogu. By version of marriage, Oria married Orogu. But because
Where is the parliament?
it's
The parliament, Europe. Where they are now in Europe.
Oria and Orogu. So the kingdom started from Ughelli. The spelling of Ughelli, when you see the paper of the senior logo. I had the other time that the first of all came here, and because I took drugs and I was stressing, I told them, but when you finish with the senior logo, you will come back and have to just wait. The history that the logo wrote, everything is there. How Ughelli became how we migrated, everything is there. Then when we talk about the social aspect of the Ughelli people, we are very accommodating. That is why this local government, the first local government in this area, apart from Warren, is Ughelli. It's supposed to come from here. We are more. In fact, the other Robo kingdom, local government in any other Robo kingdom, they spring from the local government here. Because when the English people came, we accept them with a clear mind, and we gave their land and they established. Otherwise, according to history, they said Ughelli was not the first place that they came to demand for land to establish local government. But because those people they first of all visited did not accept them,
Both sides.
so
Both sides. We drove them away.
they came from there and come to Ughelli. because many people are very accommodating, give them land, establish, and we do well with them. Till now, the Ughelli kingdom, even though the local government is still there, but like I told you, for the Ughelli and Isoko, even as far as Kwale, the local government will be affected from this and because we are very accommodating, we now use that opportunity to gain that we use that privilege to gain the local government as it is. Development. If the people are good, like we are good to them, by this time, no street that will remain on time. But because people are jealous, if project came, they will say, why this kingdom never get, this kingdom never get. So they begin to struggle for the development. As we are talking, Ughelli is also one of the lucky people who have the deepest well of gas in South Africa. And from here, anywhere, Ughelli gas well, and the deepest and the deepest well. But we are not getting anything from it because they burn the gas. The little one they are using, they don't use it to develop where they are getting this gas. Then we'll talk about the crude oil. I believe Mr. Rumors have told you that the numbers of oil well in Ughelli kingdom only reached to establish state. Because when they say state should flip itself or herself, the money they are getting from crude oil in Ughelli reached to establish the state. And that is why we have been agitating for a state that will be the headquarters. But because of their selfishness and long leg, they always carry the headquarters to where they like. For example, this Delta State Ughelli, Asaba, was under any problem. Then they're not supposed to put another capital. When a law is there, they don't need to put another capital in Asaba because it was under Benin province. Now, Benin province now have two capitals. Why Delta province have no headquarters? So I'm also seizing this opportunity that people should look at that we don't cheat nation. They should give us our own state capital and it should be in Ughelli. They should not put sentiment, say I have there are some kingdom that have two states, two local governments. Why some have only one kingdom, while some are three kingdoms, only three kingdoms in their local government. Why here we have seven kingdoms? We have the Ughelli, the Ogo, the Agbara, the Ogo, the Urene, the Uberu, and the Ogo, all in Ughelli. Because of selfishness they refused to recognize the first kingdom that gave them place to stay. That was the time, during the time of the colonial masters. Till now, they are still punishing us. Like I said, that Ughelli people have plenty oil well and gas surplus. There's nothing to write off. The only benefit we have is this major Ughelli township, which is it dualize this from Moto to Ekibo. That is the starting thing that can think of. That happened when the was in government. I would say work for it, but by the grace of God, they are doing it for us. All the streets you see, the reason why Lusaka is very many in Ughelli is that all the streets are bad. Very, very bad. And we have through the that can tie the whole Ughelli street and anything particular. But they don't give us our own. They don't at least give us fresh air. So that is why they develop. Me as a person, when I say me, in evenings, the past traditional ways, during the time of Abroba, the present, we call it share cooking the first time, before the now using heritage. Where they are now, that was the first place that this palace started.
That one, your pocket.
We call it Odama. It was their brother that left that place for this place. They are operating there. We will still give you to share that time. But till now, the rent is peanut. And when we talk about the expiring days, they refuse to pay. They refuse to come and review the money they are paying. First of all, they were paying more than 200 naira, 200,000. It was this time that they changed it to 200,000 per hectare. Per hectare. Nothing to talk about. And the other cases where they hire estate that they are operating, they pay heavily for that place. Here now that they build by themselves, they refuse to in fact pay well or to recognize the people that live there. That is part of the development. But I will say in my time, I was very lucky to see that this school was balanced. The palace is being advanced that way. We made to roof. We have a deck. We have done the parapet. My time to the Ughelli market that they are talking about, it was only for Ughelli. Supposing I know I will discuss to that extent, I would have brought the paper, the petition that the late Ughelli wrote say they should join them because they are sister kingdom and that they should name it Ughelli and Ughelli. That is why it is named. And the government at that time appointed this is a village government. Dr. Bar. This is Dr. Bar. So that goes like that. Then we still have Ughelli meaning estate. Build and finish before the state. The kingdom as they are, we have peace. We have peace because there's no way a person that we have accommodated well will treat you badly. So we sell children, we sell land, or we allocate land, people build. In the Ughelli kingdom now, there's components of many towns and many tribes. I said I was very close to developing other people's kingdom. Today I'm hearing now that they are trying to be building. So for now, Ughelli is very, very peaceful because we have vigilante. About 15 years ago, the Ughelli people experienced all these bad boys. They started the operation from Ughelli to Odabe, from Odabe to this where this church is, they shoot another. So in fact they were operating like that.
They wanted to take over the whole
thing. They see small boys who are not up to 15. If they want to talk to you, they don't have to do that because they join gang of armed robbers. The people now benefit to form this vigilante. And the vigilante I say today started in Ughelli and other kingdoms in Delta State now also came into it. They are still having their own vigilante. What is bothering us now is this, is that people now begin to form the vigilante on their own. Individual vigilante. Ughelli will say they have their vigilante. The people will say they have their own vigilante. The male, and now as we are talking, the Otowodo Kingdom, which is the headquarters, they are not still agitating. That how small villages or other villages around them, they are having their own vigilante. What means them not to have their own? I always talk about that. Don't communicate. Of the opinion that the peace we have here, it's okay for business. That's why you see the big hotel. Drinking up from Ughelli Kingdom. Recently, about 3 days ago, they opened a 5-star hotel. Land hotel. It's 5-star hotel. It's 5. 5-star hotel. So, people who are coming from Port Harcourt, they like to sleep in Ughelli. People are coming, those are coming from Lagos to go to Calabar, they like to sleep in Ughelli. So, because of the peacefulness of the kingdom. So Ughelli are very peaceful. Like you said, that without peace, there will be no development. So we have to make sure that let us take aware of that. I would say to round up, I would say the dynasty of Ughelli is there. That is my father. Look at my father is
your capture this. The 14th Ovi. Yeah, that's the father.
Okay.
And it's from father to son. It's hereditary.
I know Bakulogo mentioned it. This is the dynasty.
Yes.
From the beginning to now. 1, 2, 3.
When you look at the year of Isa, when you have received the year that we will begin to experience government type of office, the year is there. Why at Koroba received a space of
Stuff of office.
from the VP. Because everybody assumed that the VP is a great figure of people recognize the thing. So that is like a picture.
So Jerry,
You are very good. Yes.
Challenges wise,
Of
it's
course.
what the
Okay, that's that.
They start upon all the channel.
Okay, yes.
No, that's what I see the first. This is Igesa.
This is
That's Igesa.
between the Bogo and hello, that thing,
Just video.
that red cap.
This red cap here.
No, not that one, this one.
This one.
Okay. Like this is Igesa.
This will go on me.
This is Igesa.
This is Bogo.
Yes, sir.
Igesa.
Oh, no, Igesa.
That is
Yes, sir.
Igesa, where the red cap comes. The year is there. The year is what?
1867
1897
to what?
to 1916.
That's what when Ughelli basically received their first government type of office. Then when you look at Akoroba get type of office from Benin. The year is still there. Akoroba is going to get to Akoroba.
That's okay.
Hello. Akoroba is going to get to Akoroba. That means to see.
Okay. Akoroba.
You hopefully lay on the pop and help you.
This is Akoroba.
Is that Akoroba?
Yes, Daddy.
That's a Akoroba, yes.
That is which year?
1802 to 1825. No, 1802 to 1825.
Yeah. Take care.
You are very grateful. I hope you got developmental challenges. The neglect, the kingdom is suffering. Particularly this palace now, it's a big project. I wonder, maybe I will see it, and all these billions that are flying away, they are not getting anything.
There's a part they come to taking over that. So, part they say, having a process.
They contributed.
We are proud. We have Ughelli national item. Ughelli national item. All the Rogo people now form that Ughelli national item to Rogo national
They
item.
modified it to
To suit the
interest.
Rogo nation national item. Otherwise, the Ughelli national item is this. Ughelli, this one. Ughelli. Aniko koko. Ughelli. Ughelli tina asofa yotoye. Edefamika Ughelli.
They simply turned Ughelli to
Visa. Say the village, where the old any village, any town that Ovie is, or the ruler is, not the different. That is the meaning. But now,
Yes, it was the chiefs.
it was during the time of Akoroba. Akoroba brought is also the person who formed chieftaincy title. When the king Akoroba coming from Benin, he was given power to give to his son and good people of the Ughelli. First and foremost, when you are coming from Benin, that is, as you are going home, the first two people that you will give this chieftaincy title is the Inyasere. And they don't confine him all those things in outside. We call a rain, Nine Junction, to Adapter. So they will go there, go wait for the road, and then we confine them. Inyasere and Ezamo. And Inyasere is the immediate junior brother of the Ughelli group. Why he is
different mother.
Of different mother.
Different mother, maternal gate.
Yes. Then Matana, the immediate junior brother of the Ughelli. Those are the two first people. And any of us to come as Kofa.
Someone is of the same gate with Yovi. Inyasere is of the next, the other maternal gate. The immediate junior brother from the same different mother.
So through there now, any person who is behaving well, the word Ajowe, I think I will still touch it. You see every Yoruba man, every Yoruba king, they call him Ajowe. But the Ajowe is the title Ajowe came out during the time of reign of Jesatru. Yes, Jesatru. No, sorry, a stage rule.
Okay.
A stage rule.
Yes, sir.
A stage rule.
Before Rogo.
A stage rule before Rogo.
Yes.
A stage rule. You have a junior brother who is another Domon, Inyasere. Inyasere become very stubborn. The name of the Inyasere is Dore Manado. Tiva.
Okay.
That Inyasere was a Tiva. And the Tiva is very, very stubborn. So each time, you're always trying to cause trouble for the Ughelli. And each time you come to the Ughelli, you'll be demanding unnecessary demand. So you now reach a stage where the Inyasere chief now to stage that he is so well. No, Ughelli means those wood that people put in the river, craft and enter. There's some certain fish you enter. So when you reach, they will cover the two road. Then when you come, you will not pour it. Anything that you see there, you will take it. So some people, they use it as a trap.
They are like bunkers.
So, some people who are very anxious about the fishermen, they now get them, put them for a century. So when you come in, you say, when you go more, it means that those wood, so when you don't catch any fish, you eat it. The same said, if you are a go-go, you are man, uwe. If you are a go-go, I am uwe. This uwe, you will wave up. When you wave it, you will now cross the river. Then you put the rope for center. So anything that enter, if not fish rope, if not wood, that flow towards that area, the thing will flow. So when people don't hold them, gotta come outside. Then they will select the bad things.
Where is a bigger fish trap?
Then the Ughelli now said, if you are able, I am over. Then Ughelli people say, hey, Ajuwe. Oh.
Jesus.
They said this guy was using this to threaten the Ovi.
Yes.
Now the Ovi said now it's Owe. Oh, that means they have chosen Owe. They have chosen Owe. That
It's
means
a bigger trap.
Owe. That means the Ovi now choose that big trap that people go forever. So the name Ajowe came out from the settlements. But today now, any Urobo person is Ajowe. If you tell them what is the meaning, they will say forget about that. But I must try to tell you it's Ajowe. Then some say there's one rope where I said they need something. The rope will come all the wood go up. That one we call that one. We have here. If you just have that big man. When you call him, who's down there, he's saying no wrong. All over the people. That's the meaning of Yahweh. When you call him Yahweh, then my grandfather, he owned his Udide. That that would do there is that earthworm. You say earthworm, not the entire strong soil. See now soft, then they enter. Then my father was a Muslim Baba. My own father. I'm just giving you the Muslim Baba. Muslim Baba means that there was this quarrel between the which is the throne and Oteri, and that is the Tive came from Oteri. So they did not so much work with my grandfather. So when my father came in, they now support the king. So my father now said, they called me move very many, but
Good ambassador.
then me, I am Ayovivive.
Yes.
Ayovivive means the mother that gave birth to two kings in a different kingdom. So my father did not take it, but it was my father that was that the woman gave birth to two the kingdom and the Ughelli kingdom, they have the same mother. So for the name not to lose, and I take Ayovivive, meaning a woman that gave birth to two kings. So me and the present, the king of Parabena, we are first cousins. Tiago. Ogulima is for no problem. They came here to vote it.
People believe we're Urobos. And this question of Urobo business, the origin of Urobo has been a bit very thorny. Everybody says this, everybody has his own version. At first, we were carried away that the Urobos came from Benin, which is damn false. That is not true. You couldn't have come from a place, and your numerical strength is about 5, 6, 10 times those very places you came from. The culture is not the same. The type of food is not the same. The dressing is not the same. How can you say you came from a place that is definitely rural? Talking about the tradition, there have been a lot of versions about the origin of the Robo. I've read so many, but the one that really attracted me, which I tend to rely on, is that documented by Peter Enauro, popularly known as Peter Pan. Some of you who are old will hear of Peter Pan, how to be a gentleman, how to be this and this. It was Amuka, the owner, the publishers of Vanguard. They were classmates in government college. He documented, and I'm carried away, that the Robos, the Benis, the Ishan, and the Sako people are children of one descendant called Idu that once lived in the plateau area where they had the Nok civilization, which existed about half a century before Christ was born. And the man there, Edu, had the children, and of course established a denomination where they were worshipping the creator of heaven, the creator of human race, which they call Ughelli. That was over 500 years before Christ was born. So we can talk of 2,500. And that is what Ughelli people refer to Ughelli. And Peter Pan, in his autobiography, then spoke the thunder. He believed that the Urobo language is the closest language to the people, the Nok civilization, the people from where we migrated. So I believe in that. Having said that, he said the four groups, Urobo, Esako, Bini, and Isha, when they were moving in groups, because they were running away from their uncle who took over power from their own father, and wanted to retain it, typical human being, to him, he will eliminate them so they move. But as they were moving, each parties in the each group in the main party started separating. Uhobo, called Uhobo then, also separated and moved further south. So they are the Urobos. Let's come a bit nearer home. So we believe that out of the Urobo group started also fragmenting, as is happening now. Then came the Ughelli people. Then came first a person we believe strongly is a great ancestor called Ogwogwa. And Ogwogwa is believed to have 4 children. 3 boys, Ughelli, Ogo, and Agbara, and a girl who delivered Orogu. So Orogu is the nephew of Ughelli, because Orogu's mother and Ughelli are the same mother. The other Ogo and this are the same mother. So they were believed they moved, and let's come near Ho. They now moved. Ughelli people believe when they came, they landed along the Niger. We all believe here that it was impossible, difficult, it's not possible. In those days, when there's no road, with lions, tigers, boars, everything, thick forest, not conquered, someone will go through that forest with boars, it's not possible. So the way people migrated were by the creeks and rivers. You heard of Mogo Park and all these people. They went through River Niger and so forth. But in the north, yes, it's possible. Savannah, you could go through anywhere. So we believe Ogwogwa also came along the River Niger. If you look coming from the north, you will hit the Niger or Benue at a point. So they now moved down. And when they got to where we have some Ughelli people then now, called Ughelli, Odorubu, Foni, Patani area, they came down. Then they said Ogwogwa stayed there a bit with his children and moved further inland. And they said when they moved inland, they stayed at Ogorovili, where you have Ogo Technical College today. But when Ogwogwa died, the children started separating house by house, every mother to his mother and so forth. Then the Ughelli branch now had its own. Then when they moved from Ogovili, they quarreled, this and who is going to be the first, this and this. Ughelli now moved to where I am now, which we call this area called Old Seat. Old community. But after some time, they moved from here now to Otobodo, where you have the palace now. From there, they started, as they were growing up, by tradition. When a man has reached an age of puberty, you can't be staying in the same compound with your father. You move out. So that's how they were moving out to form other villages till we now have today about 22. Then because of some problem again, some of the Ughelli children moved back to where their father first stayed when they landed through the Niger. That's why today you have Odorubu, Ubohori, and Ofoni in Bayelsa. You can't believe it. The Ofoni people, the Odorubu, and Ubohori, they speak more perfect Ughelli than myself here, because mine has been adopted in the township. If I have to grow up in Warri, with the Ebusins, who speak Pidgin, I can speak a little bit of Kwale, Shekiri, I can speak perfect Ughelli, but those people, Ofoni, speak better Ughelli than us. And they are part of Ughelli Kingdom. They've been some this same, they've had education, they've been gazetted as part of Ughelli Kingdom. But there's battle going on there now. They just want them to remain there. Ughelli people say, no, look at the gazette. The people don't even speak Benin, Ijaw. They don't understand Ijaw. So that is that. But this battle, let them struggle, whatever they are. But the important thing, who created this land, is God. It's when you get there first, you now say it's yours. When you move, the other people move there, it becomes theirs. So that's the origin of the Ughelli people, as I know it. But there's all that talk about, oh, the Ijaw people is an Ijaw person, their mother is Ijaw, but they believe it's Owowa, but they say their mother is Ijaw. If their mother is Ijaw, what of the Ogo people who did not go there? Because when Ughelli people, children, were moving eastward towards where their father stayed before, the Agbada people were moving westward, and they founded Ogara, Masoga, Jesse, Agbada Warri, and so forth. So different direction they moved. When Orogu moved towards that side, got married to Abo, and so forth. So that's, we believe strongly, we have no Ijaw blood in the Ughelli. But later on, an Ijaw, powerful Ijaw man came, called Osia. He was received. Some people say he had problem in the Taraki kingdom or something, but he came to Ughelli here. He was embraced and was received by the Ovie and the people. So they got intermarried with Ughelli people. My mother, for instance, paternally is from that Osia. The mother is from the royal house. So you have today in Ughelli intermarried, but certainly Ughelli is the man who founded this place. Welcome Osia. Probably something happened like Guinewa who escaped from Benin. We had Guinewa escape from Benin for this thing. So that's Osia escaped, came here, and he was welcome. So the Ughelli himself had no blood of Benin at all, as Ijaw. But some of the Ijaw Osia people, children, are intermarried with us. So that's the origin. That's any other question?
Yes.
Well, that's all right. He can make it up, but Otodo first is there. And this place, the original seat goes with Otodo. Then you have Afisiri, you have Ofoma, you have Igweko, you have Echubo, you have Ododego, you have Emukokwani, you have Odovie, you have Ujode, you have Okwaro, you have Igwe Maro, you have Igwe Nene, you have Igrovie, you have Igwe Meraga, Igwagoma. You have all these people. Then to add the feet in this kingdom, you have Ufoni, you have Ugobori. It's all right. There's some Ijaws in Delta State. There's some Delta State in Bayelsa. There's some Bayelsa here. These people live together. Let this government keep on putting artificial boundary. It doesn't work. The major one which covers every Ughelli people is Iheni, which is celebrated once a year. Iheni. But that's for all Ughelli people, including even the Ughelli people that are in the kingdom of Agbaro today. They call it Ughelli. They celebrate it. And Ekrenami, they celebrate it with us. But apart from that, each of these towns and villages have their own festival. Like Iweko, for instance, they have Mamoku, Oku, Beta Mamoku, It's a regatta. They have entertainment in the river, they put canoe, the drum and that. Ichubo people, I think they have a name, which they perform. Otowodo here have their own special one too. So, but the one unifying everyone is Iheni.
So what does it symbolize?
Iheni, that one, I'm told that it is part of war. It's a symbol of the Ughelli people. And I'm told because what happened about 5 centuries, 6 centuries ago, I would say I am told that's part of this thing. You know, Ughelli people don't eat a particular type of antelope, they call ora. It is believed that that animal is tied with this shrine. It is believed that in those days when you go to war, if you find you get lost in the jungle, in the forest, which was very common, this animal will appear. It will lead you to from where you can go. After that, she will leave you. The animal will leave you. So we don't eat it. However educated, whether you're a religious man or not, you don't eat orwa. It's a type of antelope with stripes, white stripes, and so forth.
Colorful
And so forth. So we believe the strength of Ughelli and this thing is hinged on that shrine in Iheni and so forth. It's celebrated, I think we'll be warming up now. It's about September, October. September, October. It commences like the Muslim people. They watch the moon. It's when the day the moon will appear, that will be the day they will start this thing. So I think one is up now. When that one finishes, one other new moon will come in. And that will move on till about toward the end of September, I don't know. But when the other one is going to come out, they will have people monitoring the moon. When it is time, they will say, this is the day, they will tell him advice and say, this is the day we expect the moon will come out. And that's the day they commence the festival.
Google says 17th of September. The Google.
Yes.
They now say 17th of September.
All right. But if they can, because they are now trying to come out, timing when the moon is likely to come out. Because it's then the OBA will declare the commencement of the festival.
How many days?
9 days, I think 9 days.
Okay.
I will answer that, but let me quickly, before I forget, 1931, there was a colonial intelligence report that covered a lot of this thing you're asking. Marriages, death, how to treat a murderer, how famine, if somebody commit adultery, what is done to that person and so forth, the type of income, what command, when do you harvest palm tree, all are fully documented there. Intelligence report of 1931. If you lay your hand, it covered the Ogowa's kingdom. That's Ogo, Ughelli, and Agbara. So if you lay your hands on it, I can arrange, get him a copy. If you read that, you read all what you are talking about now, all what you want to know, marriages, what happened, that, they're all documented there. In any case, let's talk about the death. You talk about death?
Yes.
All right. Well, Ughelli generally, men are not buried outside. They are buried in the parlor of where he lives. That's where you bury the men. Then women generally, you bury them in the veranda of the building. 2, in the Ughelli tradition, when we give out a girl in marriage, when he dies, he must come back home. Because when we pay the bride price, we'll tell you whatever it is, we'll refund some money to you and say, look, we have not sold our daughter. That at the last day, the body must come back home. So wherever you are, however comfortable, however rich your husband is, an Ughelli girl, true Ughelli girl, when he passes on, you must bring the corpse home to Ughelli for burial. We don't bury this in outside. But nowadays, things have changed. These women, those who are chiefs and who have the money, But you now see that people now build mausoleum. Tomb, advanced tomb is called mausoleum, where the house where meant for family, burial ground, and so forth. By God's grace, I'm a burial one. But normally, women are the veranda, but if you can build a house, it's rich, fine, it's, you know. But nobody is very fussy. But Robo man, Ughelli man, don't bury it outside. It must be inside the house. That next room there is my grave, prepared. But I've told my children, they are well to do, they are doing that. I say, I've prepared it, so no problem. But if you decide to change your mind and put me in an edifice, it's your headache. But someone came, we're building a mausoleum very soon for me and my children. But my grave is ready. So that's the system. No fast things have come, no fasting. If a woman can big enough, it's a chief, especially when it's a chief, you won't be buried outside, you'll be buried inside the house.
As a woman?
A woman, yes. When you're a chief, you can bury inside. But if you have no house, it's your own headache. You bury in the veranda of your father's house.
Okay.
Yes, burial, are you right? Because normally we do not, when a non-native dies, there's a burial ground there.
Yes.
You take him to the burial ground.
Yes.
When he passes on, nobody knows. To start with, the Ughelli king never dies. That just metaphors and this thing. At a proper time, it will take some time before you announce it to the Ughelli people. And that announcement is done in a particular place. In a place they call Ughelli Researchable. That's the Researchable is the second son of the king Ughelli, who was the Yasera prime minister when Jesa, the father of Ughelli I, was ruling. The second son. So it's compound there. There used to be an Iroko tree there. That's where the Yasera of the Ughelli will go there to announce to the Ughelli people, Obodu Sheame. I don't know what to call Obodu. This is something that has fallen into water. You won't say, chief, they will be a person. How dare you? He never dies. You just say something, so Obodu will call Obodu, say that it has fallen into big water, a local tree has moved, has fallen. That's what you can say. Then after that, the Ughelli people will start mourning, preparatory. To cut matter short, before then, the crown prince never sees the Ovie. But because of the Igbo life now, he sees the Ovie. But what we cannot compromise, he cannot stay under the same roof with his father. Never is not happening. He cannot enter that palace building. The only way he can get to is the hall. And when he's in the hall, he cannot be there when the father is inside there. And if you have cause to talk to the father, which normally not happen now, this is because of civilization, he talks to the window. Can't get you. It's not allowed. That's the crown prince. And you know we have primogeniture system of kingship, from father to senior son, which has never been changed. The senior son is the king. The second half-brother next to him is the prime minister. Then the one next to him on the same order is the Zomo. Those three positions and sacrosanct. It has never been changed. Then every other thing can follow. So at the appropriate time, the crown prince will now be escorted to where we call a dome. A dome is where the way is going to govern the kingdom. There the elders will be meeting with him, they will eat and drink and exchange views, and the crown prince will ask all these questions he wants to ask. Then the elderly people will be telling them what Ughelli is to be done. So by the time he stayed there for a long period, depending on this thing, I think the last one, I think stayed only 6 months. Because things are moving very fast now. If not, you can stay there more than that. By the time he leaves that place, it becomes like King Solomon. Because everything of Ughelli has been packed into him before he's escorted from there now to the throne. And once it gets to the throne, because once the OVA passes on, the Iyasere also, whether it's alive or not, is gone. The Izomo, whether it's alive or not, is gone. But the new OVA will now have his second half brother next to him to be the Iyasere and traditional prime minister and the spokesman of the whole Ughelli. Well, it's a brother of the same mother because the Izomo. So the Izomo really is the custodian of the palace. The life and custody of the family is in the hand of the Izomo. Well, the Iyasere, as the prime minister, of course, is second in command in the whole of the kingdom. Any other area you want me to talk about? It takes quite a while. At least it will not be quicker than 3 months. I can't remember the exact time. You can help if you can, not less than 3 months, because it will just be rumor that will be sleeping. People say will be sleeping. That's all you can hear. He's sleeping. Ovie doesn't die. How can Ovie die? It's not possible. So he's sleeping. But it will take about a minimum of 3 months before, maybe here or there, I'm not very specific, before they will announce it.
Iyasere and Izomo.
Yes.
When they pass it on, what?
Oh, no special reason, because as soon as the OVA passes on, Izomo and Iyasere, they are finished. They were excellent before because they are younger persons. And all I know, I remembered there was one occasion where the senior crown prince passed on when the father was still alive. So the one next to him, of course, becomes the crown prince. It's the same thing with the same line with Izomo. So when they pass away, when the king is still alive, the person next to him becomes the prime minister Iyasere, or the one next to him in the line of Izomo, because if he passes on, becomes Izomo. So there's never any vacuum.
Sorry, sir.
Yes. Iyasere, you see, when some of these words, like we talk of Ughelli, to Robo word or what? Because the Nok civilization of 2,500 years ago, they talk of Ughelli. Which Urobo people say Ughelli. That's why Peter Pan says Urobo language is closer to this. So when we speak of this thing, some of these things, Urobo man will say Sikerebone, Isha man will say Sikerebone. So what am I speaking now? Is it Urobo or Isha? So some of these words you cannot, nobody can really strictly lay claim to them. Like Okoro. 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 The Urobo say Okoro. The Igbo say Okoro. Isha say Okoro. All the same spelling. So what language is that? Is it Urobo, Igbo, or this thing? So let nobody lay claim to any particular word. It just happened the words have come. We've been there. Our ancestors have been using this word centuries ago. So we start using them. That's my view about it. Like for instance, Sabato. Sabato, this is what we call Sabato. Shekiri says Sabato. Whose language is that? It's Portuguese. Kujere, that's spoon for Robo. Kujere is Shekiri. It's Portuguese, Kuje. So you see, all these languages, I believe nobody should be selfish to say it's my language. Like I tell you, my Ulo's father, Risejobo, who is the second son of Ogongome, that's why he was not king. If he was the first to be king, it's Orisejobo. Some people say Orishejobo. Orishe is Shekiri. But this is Orise. Orise in Urobo is, in those days, if people keep on saying we're Juju people, who is not a Juju man? They have a long pole, a big man will have a long pole in the center of his compound. He will put a white flag. Whenever he wants to pray to God, so he said, they call it Oyise. They call some Oyise Ogwe. One at Ogwe, Isoko. Oyise Ogwe was very powerful. But Oyise is the same thing Oyise in Isoko and Urobo. So Oyise Jobo is because of Oyise. If you trace it, it's perhaps God. Oyise Ughelli Nabiko. So they pass through their prayer through that to God. I'm an Anglican to start with. I was the same I will be the big cathedral there. So I'm not a devil. So these words are neither here. We say Orise, so Orishe. Orishe is Fikiri, but Urobo is Orise. Like this of Maluku. Some people call it Maluku. We say Mamoku. Mamoku. Oku is a god of the water. Mamoran, the good one. You know, we work with it. Yeah. What happened? The whole Ughelli people will come. The coffin will be there. They will carry it. There's a particular place there where they're supposed to prepare the coffin, which is somewhere here, not very far from the Catholic Church and Michael there, somewhere there. That is where it's normally prepared out of Iroko tree. They leave the Iroko tree to get matured. When the time comes, they will fell it and carve it, use it to prepare the coffin. And there's a special people, special family that prepares that. That's the coffin they use. But nowadays, we want to order special coffin and this and those things. So when they prepare it, that coffin, there will be a ceremony, tradition, special procession that will carry the coffin from there to the palace. Then it stays there for some days. After that, the next thing is how do we bury the Ovi? I don't know. It's all formality. Ovi never dies. So what do you want to bury? So nobody can say. In some kingdom, when you go around, you see the grave of their kings, past kings. But in Ughelli here, we never see any grave. So because Ovi doesn't die, not to talk of his being buried. All those coffins are done formality.
He's not dead.
He's not dead. So you can't see anywhere you say that's where you buried the Ovi of Ughelli. You can't say that's where you buried the Ovi of Ughelli. Let somebody say that you go to the palace, let they show you.
Okay.
If the spirit is gone,
Yes.
then the power goes on to the crown prince. Then he reigns. You see, Ughelli is very rich and very ancient.
Yes.
Very
See,
ancient.
I'm becoming much more interested.
Yes.
When we went to Ogo Kingdom, we were taken to the burial site of Ogowa.
Of
Ogowa. Where, okay, let me say it is assumed to be its burial site.
yes.
So in the case of Ughelli now, that is special because
Yeah,
nobody knows.
if you go to their palace, you see where they bury their. This is off record. You see where they bury their king. Incidentally,
No, is that what
the king there now in Ogo,
Yes.
the grandmother is Ulo's general sister. Ulo betrothed her to Ogoman and Helen there. So all those ones are make-up stories.
Okay, anyway, but if
Yes.
we continue now.
Yes,
Now, during that formal burial,
yes,
in the eyes of the people,
That formality.
that formality,
yes.
in the eyes of the people, just, we are burying our king.
Yes.
How long does it take? How many days of which someone?
I think OVA should be able to tell you how many days, because first, I'm a bit more of a very too educated to due respect, too educated to due respect to really follow the details of all those worms. But all I know, we can communicate to the past OVAs. OVA calls them. If there is reason to communicate with them in that review, that place, it has two horns there. If you knock them, make some pronunciation, we all answer. Knock them, make some pronunciation, knock them, then the spirit of the EVS will come down. Then we will communicate. You will communicate with them. If you go there, if I go with you, I show you them. They are there, the horns. For invoking the spirit of the fathers.
Okay.
Yes.
So,
All right. To start with, do you know the Ovi of Ughelli was presented with a staff office by Lugard? Are you aware of that?
no.
Oh, Lugard presented him with a staff of office in 1906. The staff is there. You will read it in that book.
Okay.
So this staff of office, these people are giving. And we got our own from Lugard, who was representing the Queen of England then, recognizing Ogie. And when he was presenting the staff, he said, I give it to you as the only king of Uroboland. But before then, in 1894, Ughelli, when Royal Niger Company came in, Ughelli was the only people who have treaty of protection, which was signed by the Ogie and the chiefs of Ughelli people. Every other one in Uroboland, they were signed on a proforma. And with the proforma we read king and chiefs. They would delete away king and, leaving only chief. Which means that in all every other place, they were only chiefs there. So with that, it was when we say Great Ughelli Kingdom, we are not the one who said we are great. When Royal Niger Company came, and when they were going to sign that agreement, from their own assessment, they found this was a great kingdom. So they said, the king and chief of Great Ughelli, they said Ughelli, O-G-E-L-E, Ughelli Kingdom. So if we come up now, Oyibo said we are great kingdom. Why should we say we are not great kingdom? So that's the genesis of that word great. And after signing that agreement, they banned us not to make war with our neighbors, they will protect us and so forth. Are they doing all those things? We don't know, they're not doing that.
Another informal question now.
Yeah, this tourism now you are talking about, that took me to that place. Now, this was the first seat of government from where they administered the whole of Urobo, including Isoko, that was eastern Urobo. You know that Isoko was eastern Urobo. Ekwe, my very good uncle, and William Otobo, the one who put this station. So the seat here, they destroy things. It's good for you to go there and say, this was the house. The house were there, that where the whole Urobo and Isoko were administered from.
Is this the...
Yes, they were there. I went once to look for record. I went first to look for record, and the boy there told me, oh, the fights were here, we've destroyed them. You destroyed them? Oh, I said, now you discharge you've destroyed them. What have you got here now? Nothing. You just leave the place, just been misused. Then, after that, then this hall you are seeing here now was built in 1937. How they got the materials here, maybe through assay, I don't know. 1937, it was the foundation was laid 1937. That hall there now. Yes, 1937 laid by Captain E.A. Miller, who was a DO in Warri then when they were writing this intelligence report in 1931. But by 1932, they posted him here as the first DO in this place. All right? So, but these students' crisis, they set fire on that. It was a magnificent thing. We just have to, you don't see this type of room there before. But the walls still remain there. But when you get on the left there, they say this stone was laid by Captain E.A. Miller in 1937. You see that? You see that? You see that? Then many things, if you go there, they will show you the shrine where the whole Ughelli people believe is their savior. It's Otobo there.
It's not so there.
Oh yeah, it's Otobo there.
Okay.
Then that's the ancient
fertility shrine.
Fertility shrine.
Hello. The Lord shrine.
Oh, all those are there. Those shrines are there. They are there. You see all the
Orewu shrine.
Yeah, the Orewu shrine, all those things. People, that was the scene. They're all there. Then when you talk of modern this thing now, you know, the first talking of modern thing, let's be on the light one. Let's not be serious. Yeah. The first airfield Shell had in this place was in Ughelli here. They have their airfield there where they were landing their small planes in the room company there. That was their first airport. Then of course, I don't want to blow my trumpet. You know, one of the best secondary schools in the country today is Government College Ughelli. Have you been there?
I used to, when I passed there.
No, if you drive in, if you are driven, you say I'm telling you like that, it's a college. Oh yes, you say I'm telling you like that, it's a college. Take time, drive into that. That's what Elliot.
Ughelli government.
Government college. If you drive in, if you are going, when I tell you it's a college, you will say it's not a college. You say it's a university.
Okay.
So these are little modern things, Shell Center. We could have got NPDC here as their headquarters. But when they were searching for land, they wanted free land, which is not possible. This oil company, they're always oppressing us.
Yeah.
When they were talking that, they now moved it to Benin temporarily because the chief executive of NNPC, Adams, was a Edo State man. So he took it there. If not, it could have been here. So all these shrines and everything which are this, you will see there, but
The UPC of any significance as far as
what?
the UPC. The UPC here, Ughelli Production
Oh, all
Center.
right, the production. That's when the war was raging, when they ran from the east, ran from Port Harcourt. This was where they settled. Shell was here, and they were to make their headquarters here. They stayed there for years. You see the production center, but what moved them to Warri was the need for water, where they could bring their heavy pipes and carry this in, which we haven't got here. That was what moved them to Warri. And when they went by the river Ogunu. You know where they are, by the river. But they still retain here as a production center.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, long term,
Yes.
who, besides the government, what are the genuine, most effective way of procuring a land or land assets in Ughelli?
Yes. The land tenure system of Ughelli is this. The whole land in Ughelli belongs to individuals and individual families and individuals. Because when your father died, it's partition becomes individual. But within the whole land of Ughelli, there are some what we refer to as Etiheni, which has two land, parcels of land tied to the throne.
In each community.
No, they are scattered all over Ughelli. Not one for
In every community.
They are scattered all over Ughelli. So those are two land or Etiheni that's specifically meant for the upkeep of the palace. So every other one is individual. But we believe that the Ovi, being the ruler and father of Ughelli, is the overlord of all the land. Overlord. You know what overlord means.
Yeah.
But individuals sell their land at will, they do without interference from anybody.
So when there is a dispute now,
Oh, the modern thing, you go to court. But if you like, if you can't do that, the first thing is to go to the palace. If you are not satisfied, you go to the court. Even some people now don't want to go to this and why waste my time, let me just go to court. But if you go to the OV, it's better for the ordinary man. It's less expensive. I will always advocate that people should take their dispute to land because they will be very objective. They will go there. If you say, oh, no, I've not owned this place, by the time we finish, they will know I own it. You won't tell lies. So to me, it's a better place to go. But people decide to go to the court nowadays.
okay. So let's look at marriage and marriage topic.
Marriage.
Yeah.
Well, the marriage, as I say, what happened is that the man can give out his daughter. Gone are the days where you can force a girl to marry somebody. In those good old days, if you see a man, you say he's very handsome, very hard work, not matter of beauty. If a young man is servicing some person with girl, you say, my son, I'm going to give you a gift. If you are very powerful, you walk, you serve him, you just say, I give you this daughter. It's as simple as that. But things have changed. The girls now, you give out a girl to people, or the people will come and ask for the girl. Nowadays, these girls will come and tell you, I've got somebody to marry me. So, in any case, that having been said, everything, would you apologize? That having been said, once a boy or a girl sees the person they want to get married, especially the boy, they will first go into the family through the mother of the girl. Try to talk to the mother of the girl, log in. After that, then the parents of the boy will formally come to introduce themselves, to tell the family that my son has seen a girl in your house and he would like to marry the girl. That's how it starts. Then, of course, secretly you will call your daughter. These people claim something and say they're interested in you. Do you know anything about it? You pretend that. The mother will pretend that he hasn't had anything about it, but he's the master brain behind the whole thing. But the girl will say, Daddy, all right, I'll tell the mother to hold a married. That's the same. You see, you don't hold a married woman on the hand. Why? You know why? No. Because normally if you want to seduce a woman, you hold her by the hand and drag her into the room. So that's why yes, you hold a girl, you drag her, no do, the girl they go. Now, then too, when a married woman is sitting, you don't go over, you don't cross her leg. Oh yes, you can't walk across. You say, when you want to pass, say, please, could you withdraw your leg before you pass? And you cannot touch, especially the sensitive part of a woman. Married, you can't touch her on the buttock, can't touch her here. If it's just the shoulder, you pet it because it's very close to you, it's a different matter. Okay. And if there's any man making statement to the woman, there's few forbidden words. Hey, this sort of thing. When you get home, tell your husband.
Unnecessary praises.
Unnecessary praises.
Yes.
Those are leading to sedition. So you can't say that. And I don't know. Anybody making a statement that is not good, you must tell your husband. It's belief if you don't tell your husband. When that day comes, now confess, you will take care when you are in problem. You cannot hold his hand, which is very suggestive that you want to take her in. You are telling me adultery. Adultery, when it happens, if you don't talk, we still believe in it. If you don't see it today, you will see it tomorrow. You must confess, either willingly or unwillingly. And if that happens willingly, there will be something they call osaya, which they will send message to the man and say, this is what you have done. They will summon the family, and there's heavy compensation they pay for that. But a person like me, if I know, I'm not suspicious, if my wife commits adultery, there's no need paying compensation. You should go. But traditionally, it's supposed, if you like the woman paid this compensation, you can go on marrying the woman. If he does it, it will affect the woman or the children, yet unborn, already born. I say you will confess willingly or unwillingly. Our fathers will visit, you don't believe our fathers will visit the woman. And the day, if he see producing, there are cases where a woman pregnant is under labor, he will not be able to deliver. But modern, this is now said because of lower type pelvic and so forth. But women who have delivered before will now find it difficult to deliver. And there are cases where they say a child in the house, after confessing, will go and match the mouth, then of course he will deliver. Whether false or true, I don't know. But they say if you can't deliver, Caesar. But we believe strongly, if you don't talk on that day, you will talk. Or the type of unprecedented illness, which doctor will tell you, so I don't know. I've done everything, all science, I don't know the cause of the illness. Those are signs that you have done something. And the woman will be, his people will plead with her. Whatever you've done, please, do you hear Robo? No. They will tell the woman, confess whatever you've done. If you like, confess. If you don't like, you don't confess. If you did something and you die, well, it's unfortunate. But if you don't do anything and you die in such a way, they may say, you didn't confess. once he died, they say, or the letter, I have not confessed.
Yes.
These people will say, confess, so you can't convince them you haven't done anything bad. Then you start wondering, if anybody cross your leg without even physical, sexual, you must say.
Okay.